Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. I know it's been a minute. It has been a minute. But hear me when I say, I stayed away because I was sick. I was ill, both mentally and physically. Take that for what it's worth, okay? So anyways, I'm back. That's all that matters. I'm feeling a lot better right now. But yeah, I'm back and I'm going to be back to stay. So remember that. Anyways, welcome to the channel. I hope everybody is doing well. So today we are going to be talking about the fragrances, the niche fragrances that I cannot wait to continue wearing in the spring. So if you're interested, please keep watching. Before we get started with the video, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Roxanne and this is Roxanne's Retreat. If this is your first time joining me, thank you and welcome. And if you've been here before and you decided to come back, big up your whole self. Big up your whole entire self, because I truly, truly, truly appreciate the continued support of my channel. If you haven't already subscribed, now's the time. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. And while you're down there, hit that notification bell so you will be notified every single time I upload a video. Okay, so yeah, let's get into the fragrances. Before we get into all the fragrances, I would like to talk about my scent of the day. So today I am wearing this one here from the Guerlain Aqua Allegoria line, and this is a ginger picante. So if you've watched my channel, you already know that ginger is one of my favorite notes in perfumery. Oh my gosh, it's so spicy and edgy. I love it. So this has like ginger, I think there's some lemon in here. I don't know. I smell a whole heap of ginger and I love it. It just smells authentically a ginger. And ginger to me is very uplifting. It makes me happy. There's a lot of things to my psyche. So scent of the day is this one right here, Ginger Picante from Guerlain's Aqua Allegoria line. Okay, so let's talk about the spring fragrances, the niche spring fragrances that I love, and I'm gonna enjoy wearing it for the whole season. So the first one I have here, not gonna hold you, is this one right here from the House of Aventus and AI the Great. This is Amoras Intense. So again, if you smelled this before, you know that this is like a mouth-watering kind of like when you spray your mouth, like your saliva just automatically just comes out, it just sprays out. That's the kind of vibe this fragrance gives. It's apple, it's pear, it's caramel. It's very, very, to me, it's very uplifting. It's bright, smells like a green Jolly Rancher. And who doesn't want to smell like candy? Gives me about 6 hours on the skin. I would say moderate projection, moderate sillage. Compliment getter. I love this fragrance and it really makes me happy, and I'm so ecstatic to have it in my collection. So yep, Amoras Intense from the House of Aventus is definitely one of the spring fragrances I will be reaching for. Try it if you have not already done so. Okay, so next up, it's the newest release from the House of Amoras, and this one is Love Delight. I love this fragrance. You know, I smelled it like when it just came out. You know, I saw some reviews and I'm like, it doesn't sound like something I'm gonna really, really love, until I went to Neiman Marcus and I smelled it. It was love at first sniff. What I can say about this fragrance is that it is not your typical Amoras fragrance. Usually, if you know about the House of Amoras, you know that their fragrances can get a little complicated, they're complex, they're different, they're not beginner friendly, until this one hit the market. Love Delight is definitely a beginner friendly niche fragrance from the House of Amoras. I never thought that would all be in the same sentence, because every single Amoras fragrance I have is a bit tricky. So Love Delight came on the scene, and it's like, if you're newer to fragrances, you're not going to run from me. This is sweet. Oh, gosh. It has like this little like almondy nuance, but there's no almond listed here. It's ginger, it's rose, it's vanilla, it's mandarin orange. It's pretty. It's very pretty, and it's not, to me, it is not a challenging fragrance like Guidance or even Overture, which I absolutely enjoy. So yeah, this is gonna be snatching souls this entire spring season. I think you wear this in the summer too. Absolutely, it's not too sweet or anything. So yeah, Love Delight from the house of Amoras. Y'all smell it. I mean, you don't have to buy it full price. You can wait till it goes on sale or whatever. But like I said, it is different to me than the other Amoras fragrances because it's more of an easy reach. So yeah, Love Delight from the house of Amoras. Absolutely love it. Okay, so the next fragrance we have here is from the house of Sniff. And this is called Tarte Deco. Listen, I love these little bottles. They're so cute. Yeah, so this one is like, it's like a cherry vanilla fragrance. More emphasis on the cherry. There's also some raspberry in here. So it's sweet. It's a fruity. It's floral. I mean, the vanilla is there, but it's not like a dense, like gourmandy vanilla, I would say. I love this fragrance. I'm not really a cherry girl, but there are a couple cherries that I'm falling for. So Tarte Deco is definitely one of them. Gives me about 5 hours on the skin. I would say minimal projection, minimal sillage, but it's a really pretty fragrance that you can pull off in the springtime. I'm not sure. It depends on where you live. I don't think I could wear this in the heat of summer here in Florida. I think that might choke me out a little bit, especially if I overspray. But I feel like this is great for the springtime. So if you like, basically like a red berry, like a cherry, raspberry kind of vibe, like forward fragrance, try this one out. It's super affordable. It's like $65 at Ulta. That's where I've gotten mine. Yeah, and I really enjoy it. I'm actually exploring the line, and yeah, Sniff seems to be where it's at. So yeah, Tarte Deco from the house of Sniff, definitely gonna be amazing for the springtime. Check it out. Okay, next up is my favorite Kilian of all times, and this is Woman in Gold. Woman in Gold. This fragrance to me is like really feminine, really enveloping. It's pretty. It makes you feel pretty. It makes you feel like you could conquer the world. What's in here? There's bergamot, there's vanilla, there's tonka bean. But again, with this vanilla, it is not like a dense, like gourmandy vanilla that works better more so in like the cooler weather. This one is light, it's refreshing, and I absolutely enjoy it. Woman in Gold gives me about 6 hours on the skin. I would say moderate sillage, moderate projection. I overspray to achieve those goals, as in the 6 hours. I absolutely do. And yeah, I love it. Try it if you haven't already done so. It is one of the fragrances from the house of Kilian that I feel is absolutely underrated. So yeah, if you haven't smelled it, go ahead and smell it. It is pretty, and it's really a feminine girly girl fragrance. So if that's your vibe, check it out. It gives me like a little bit of a powdery nuance, and just a little bit of a powdery nuance also. So very feminine. So yep, Woman in Gold from the house of Kilian, another banger for the springtime. Next up, we have this one here from the house of Bond No. 9 New York, and this is Madison Square Park. I mean, when I was pulling fragrances for this video, I mean, there are so many different ones that I could have pulled from the house of Bond No. 9 that I have in my collection, but this one doesn't get enough love. So I said, let me give Madison Square Park a little shine. So this one has blueberry rose, and it's blueberry, but it is not the blueberry as in the blueberry in the ever so not loved Fenty. This is a different type of blueberry. Yeah, there's rose, there's tulip. So it's a really fruity, yeah, it's a fruity floral, and it's fun to wear. It's easy to wear. You could wear it anywhere. It's not a formal fragrance to me. It's a really easygoing, let's go to the mall, let's run errands kind of fragrance. Gives me about 5 hours on the skin. When I have the body silk for this one, and when I wear it, it gives me a little bit more, maybe 6, sometimes 7 hours, depending on how much I spray. So yep, this is Madison Square Park from the house of Bond Number 9, New York. Sillage, projection, I would say it's in between moderate and minimal. It's like right down the middle. It just depends on the day, depends on how much you spray. But yeah, it's a fragrance that if you're into fruity florals with a little bit of a musk, this one's pretty. So yeah, get your nose on it if you haven't already done so. And again, you don't have to buy it full price. You know, you could check Joma's shop. They have genuine Bond Number 9 fragrances for a fraction of the cost. So check it out if you have not checked Joma's shop. But yeah, Madison Square Park, very pretty fragrance, very nice, girly, fruity floral. So yeah, great for the springtime. Check it out. Next up, we have this one that is not a stranger to the channel. Definitely not. And this is the infamous Feminine Pluriel. Feminine Pluriel. Y'all already knew that this was going to be on the list for the springtime because it's such a beautiful floral fragrance. I speak about this fragrance all the time. I have a backup bottle. I love this. I wear this year round. Like if you've heard me say this, I tried this out in Utah in the winter and it did its thing. So I will not like put this in a box for a season. It's not going to go in a seasonal box at all. It showed me that it could do many things. I know not everybody likes this fragrance, but me, it's a love. It's a love for me. It's my favorite MFK of all times, for what it's worth. So this is like a very feminine floral fragrance. It's powdery because of the iris. There's rose, just any flower you could think of, it's there. And this is fresh. It's like a fresh floral fragrance if I can describe it any better. Gosh, there's violet, there's rose. So it's super powdery because you know those purple florals give a powdery vibe. So I love me some Feminine Pluriel, okay? Nobody could tell me different. Nobody in the world. So y'all already know. Feminine Pluriel from MFK. Definitely banger for the springtime. Next up is a fragrance I love, but I don't think I've spoken about this fragrance in a minute. And definitely not a stranger because I've talked about it in the past. And this is Aventus for Her from the house of Creed. If you smell this before, you know it's green apple. There's some patchouli. It's a boss fragrance. It's not for everyone. You have to have like a certain appreciation for fragrances to enjoy this. This is not your everyday fruity floral with a hint of patchouli. It's not your everyday chypre fruity floral. Yeah, this is for people with the advanced vibes. Okay, this one, I love this fragrance. It makes me feel put together. It makes me feel like I know what I'm doing even when I don't. Okay, so yeah, Creed Aventus for Her gives me about 7 to 8 hours on the skin. Gorgeous fragrance, projection, sillage, all the way out there. You could smell me from a mile away, and the compliments are non-stop. Okay, boss lady vibes, boss lady fragrance. So yep, this is Creed Aventus for Her. Another wonderful fragrance for the springtime. Okay, so next up is a fragrance from the house of Mind Games, and this is Leonora. This is Leonora. When I tell you this is one of the classiest floral fragrances in my collection, one of the girliest, the most put together, one of those. Believe me when I say it, Leonora from Mind Games is freaking amazing. It is a gorgeous fragrance. There's passion fruit, which I get right in the opening, and I love me some passion fruit. I love passion fruit juice. I love the smell of passion fruit. And yes, it's very prominent in the opening of this fragrance. I think that's what got me, honestly, because when I first smelled this, I did not look at the notes. I just smelled it. I'm like, passion fruit, I want it. Yeah, it's a very gorgeous fragrance. Passion fruit, tonka bean, osmanthus, apricot, more tonka bean, sandalwood. It's pretty. Compliment snatcher. Compliment snatcher. Very appropriate, I think, for many occasions. Brunch, even going to the office, because it's not overpowering. It's a very feminine. If you want to be in your soft girl feminine era, Leonora is for you. Very gorgeous fragrance. Absolutely worth every dime if you pay for this full price. Okay, I love this. I think this is one of my faves from the house. So Leonora from Mind Games, this thing is absolutely amazing. 7 hours on the skin. 7 hours on the skin with moderate sillage and a moderate projection. Beautiful fragrance. Try it, y'all. Try it. Next up, we have here one of my favorite cupcakes. And this is Whispers of Truth. I love these cupcakes, but it never does it justice on camera because these are just so gorgeous in person. Whispers of Truth. Love it. Ooh, trying to open it. Why is it so hard? There we go. Oh my gosh. This is such a bright, uplifting fragrance. I could smell the rose in it. I could smell a little bit of fruit. Maybe some grapefruit. Yeah, so there's some citruses in the opening. I smell a little bit of rose. And that's all I pick up. I really don't pick up much else. But there it is. Whispers of Truth. I think there might be a little caramel in the base, if I remember correctly. But this is like a very feminine... I feel like it's an easier version to wear of Baccarat Rouge 540. There is a little bit of a similarity with the fragrances, but I would say like about an hour in the dry down, they go in different directions. They really do. Where Baccarat is more of like a sponge sugar kind of airy vibe. This one has more of a sweeter nuance. That's absolutely, to me, the difference. And I think maybe it's the caramel in the base. A little bit of musk. It's a very pretty fragrance. Like one of the cupcakes that I don't have to think twice about wearing it because you can wear this almost anywhere. It's not really an offensive fragrance. It's so pretty. Gosh. It's not offensive. Sillage, projection, I would say is moderate. Gives me about 7 hours on the skin. 7 beautiful hours on the skin. And yeah, you can't beat the packaging of the House of Sillage fragrances. Like, nobody can beat them. So yeah, Whispers of Truth from the House of Sillage. Another fragrance that's going to be nothing but a joyous for the spring season. Check it out. Ooh, it's pretty. Last but not least is this one here from Memo, Paris. And this is a Madurai. I hope I'm saying it right. I remember when I first talked about this fragrance, maybe about a year ago, somebody said it smells like cat pee. I can't think that, but it really doesn't. It's a very pretty fragrance. There's lots of jasmine in this fragrance. It opens with a bleep load of different jasmines. Oh my gosh. And then there's some tuberose. So it's like truly a white floral. And then there's some fruits in there. There's some peach. And then there's a little bit of sage, which gives it like a slight kind of aromatic vibe. Yeah. I love this fragrance. I wore it recently, maybe about 3 weeks ago. to work. Yeah, and I got so many compliments. I'm like, not bad for something that smells like cat pee. But it really doesn't smell like cat pee at the end of the day. It's a very pretty white floral fragrance. And it's not heady at all. It's not a heady white floral. And usually that's what, would discourage people from wearing white florals, because it could get really heady and it could just be headache inducing and just awful. But no, this one's great. Madurai from Paris is gorgeous. I need to wear it more, obviously. I'm just here. I had it for about at least a year and a half, and I'm only here. But yeah, I'm going to be wearing it this spring, okay? I'm going to be killing it. So yeah, that is the last fragrance that I have from my niche spring favorite. So this is Madurai from Paris. Okay, y'all, so that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I really hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Yes, I was missing making videos, but I had to take care of myself, okay? We always have to, prioritize self-care no matter what. So that's what I did. And yeah, so if you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you are not already subscribed, what you wait for, star? Just do it. Hit the button, join the fam, right? You won't regret it. And like I always say, we could be anything in this world we want to be with hard work, perseverance, a lot of dedication. But if we're not there, on our way there, and even if we are there, smell like good people, smell fabulous at all times. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.